Hey guys, we are definitely running late. We are 10 minutes late, but we just left from Red Lobster and we are now live with you guys. Today, we are currently going to be talking about forgiveness. My fiance will be in the live soon, but he's connecting us on Facebook. This is on the Wi-Fi, and it's not strong enough for my hotspot. Are we here? Yes, we're still live. Okay, so we're in Virginia for this time for New Year's. So the service here, I'm using their Wi-Fi. It's kind of sucky, but just tune in, guys. And we're also trying to go live on Facebook as well. So that's why we keep pausing. There's my fiance. Good, you can see both of us. It's perfect. Just put the title.
Edit, please. What's the title?
So why you put forgiveness? I'm speaking of forgiveness. Forgiveness one.
That's page one, right?
Yes. So tune in, tune in, tune in. And let us know. Let me just adjust the camera to make sure it's perfect.
How's everyone? How's everyone?
Hi guys. Thank you, baby. Look good too. Hi guys. We are live from Virginia this weekend. We told you, hi
hello,
sis,
hello.
how are you? Thank you for joining in again at another week. We appreciate you. I'm sorry that the lighting is like directly on my face, so it looks like a beam from my forehead and
You
nose.
want to switch?
No, I'm okay. Good. Um, so yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to tune in. Tune in.
How's
Tune
everyone?
in. Hi guys.
Let
I'm
us know.
sorry that we're late. We're running extremely late. We left Red Lobster. We were starving.
She was starving.
I was. But we're tuned in from Virginia. We're on a little vacation for the weekend. And we are here today. So I put the polls up for the two topics. One was forgiveness, and one was friendship.
Yeah, I think you
Right?
guys chose forgiveness.
And the votes won. Hey, cousin, the votes won for forgiveness. So, again, like I explained to you guys before, when we speak about forgiveness is going to be everything overall. So, it's going to be forgiveness with your partner, with your spouse, forgiveness with a friend, forgiveness with a family member, forgiveness. We're going to just speak about,
Yeah,
forgiveness.
but we're also going to mainly focus on the aspect of forgiveness within a relationship. We will speak and touch on other topics, but the main course of the detail is going to be forgiveness within a relationship. And it's a very difficult subject for me.
For the most part, every topic that we speak on, we're mainly going to touch bases mainly pertaining to a relationship because we are doing it because of us and we are currently in a relationship. So for the most part, it'll mainly be about that. So if you guys have any questions, anything that you want to join in, ask or whatever, then just let us know like we usually do. We'll ask the questions or you guys ask us and we'll give you guys our feedback. So um starting off with forgiveness. Um, how do you feel about forgiveness?
Forgiveness is extremely difficult for me personally. I'm the type of person who's like everybody's very much conscious of the decisions they make. So when you do something, you pretty much as an adult know the consequences. So it's extremely difficult for me to forgive.
I go ahead because what?
Because to me, it's more so like I very rarely make mistakes personally, and when I do, I really try to make up and own for them. So like to forgive somebody is very difficult, man. It's hard to get past something somebody's done to hurt you.
I agree with forgiving somebody being difficult, but I do feel like depending on the person and the mistakes that were made,
that is true.
That will help you decide on how soon or how long, yes, it'll take to forgive a person. You know what I mean? So in terms of like a relationship, pretty much messing up overall, cheating, messing up. Hi, how are you? Messing up, doing things that you shouldn't be doing in a relationship where, you feel like you need to forgive the person. And it's like when you're in a relationship, it's like, how do you just go about, just up and just forgiving you because we're in a relationship and you fucked up, so it's okay for me to just forgive you? No, that'll be hard. That'll be difficult to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, you broke my heart. You fucked up. Am I gonna just up and just forgive you? No, it takes time because me personally, I feel like forgiveness is just kinda another word for, not even another word for trust, but trust is a big deal in forgiveness. Because it's like, do I trust you enough to know that if I forgive you, will you not do it again? You get
But
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, it depends on the act in which I'm forgiving. Like, don't like understand. Like, if we got rules in our relationship and you break those rules, or we come to disagreements and I have to forgive that, that's easy for me to forgive. I can try to do that. But things I stand firm on, or things I believe deeply in, where I thought we had a connection on, it's much more difficult for me as a man to forgive that. Like, a
Right.
lot of men won't be real. Like, if your woman cheated on you, a lot of men don't know if they could do that. It takes real character to try to work
Right.
with somebody and forgive after those type of
Right.
deceits and those things. It's
That's
difficult.
true.
But that's why I say like
That's true.
forgiveness is extremely difficult because it depends on what you're willing to take a knee on. Like
Hmm.
what's the line you draw on what I'm forgiving and what I'm
How
not
long did it
forgiving?
take you to forgive me?
I don't I don't think I ever really forgave you. I just think more so I understood the mistake that was made. I saw the work you put in towards the mistakes you made and getting past it. But for
Hmm.
me to forgive is more so like I have to just accept that's you. I can't. It's difficult for me to do that. What I'm more focused on was not the forgiving because I know that's where I lack. I was more focused on the understanding on the work you put towards making things better. Because
Yeah.
that's the big thing with me. Like, everybody, yo, please forgive me. Let me do this. Let me do that. And you could do the same shit tomorrow. I'm more so
I feel
on the
like with
deeds you're
you,
doing to
like I
fix it.
actually did forgive you, but it took time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And
that's,
it was
I'm
more
impatient.
of right. And it was more of your actions. Like it was like the things that you was doing to make me feel like, all right, maybe I could forgive him. Maybe, he didn't mean it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a fuck up, it was a mistake. And I just was like, but in due time that did happen, and I do feel like I
But
did
you know
forgive
what the
you.
key was with the forgiveness? Both parties have to be willing to. The
Yeah.
person that made the mistake
Yeah.
and the person that wants to try to help fix it. Because
Right.
even let's say if I made a mistake, let's say if I cheat on you, right?
Uh-huh.
And now, yo, I want to show you the world. I want to show you that I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do that to fix it. I'm willing to show you I'm working. If you're not even willing to give me a chance, like a
Then it's
real
not gonna
chance,
work.
it makes no sense
Or
for
you
the
will eventually
forgiveness.
give up on trying to get the
Because
forgiveness
I used
back.
to do that with you. I used to, you know what I'm saying? My ego would, I'm just not gonna forgive nothing. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. You eventually somebody doesn't want to keep working for no results, and that's something I had to learn too in our
Do you
relationship.
feel like you ever had to forgive a family member?
Yeah, I definitely have to forgive a family member. A lot of people don't know, like me and Shatia's past, there was a lot of things that were said from my family side that just wasn't true because I'm not the type of person to explain myself in the beginning of our relationship. I found out years later that the person that were kind of saying those things or pushing that logic out was my brother.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me off because he didn't fully understand the dynamics of our relationship
Until we had that talk.
until we had a talk in my home and I came to find out that was the case. Now, even though other stuff was going on, that still didn't make it cool, but I didn't know then, and I had to learn to forgive my brother for that. And also, this is something I ain't tell people, there was a time I wasn't honest with my brother.
Yeah.
He asked me a question, and even though it didn't apply to
And
the
you left it
situation, I was like,
open.
nah, because the truth was, that was the answer. Now, had it been previously, yes,
Yeah.
but he took it as, yo, you lied to me. What you lying to me for? I didn't feel like I was lying to my brother. And over time, though, he learned to forgive me. But that forgiveness took time.
Time.
That forgiveness took me having to understand I can't force this forgiveness. I got to work on his time because I make mistakes. That's not easy. Like, forgiveness isn't easy because the person that always mess up wants to fix it now.
Yes. I
You know,
told
understand
you
what I'm
about
saying?
that.
Yeah, but that's just me. Like, I'm the type of person, like, yo, when I fuck up, I need to get on how I'm gonna fix it. I don't have the time for the do.
That's
I'm getting it to
hard.
the
Like,
point.
give me time to think about the fuck up. Give me time to heal from the fuck up, and then let's try to fix it. There's no way in hell. you know, like, I mean, he does it and it don't work out at that point in time. Sometimes it do, but for the most part it doesn't, because it's like at the end of the day there was a situation that might have happened, even if it was real simple. It's not even, it wasn't like really like a big deal, and he would want to try to fix it and make it work right then and there, but I'm still upset. Like, I'm still steaming. Like, let me calm down first. Let me cool down a little bit first. Let me get it right first before I could sit there and just be like, oh, all right, well, you know, I forgive you. Like, I, we're good. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a little difficult when it comes to trying to fix it immediately. Like, it's hard for me to allow someone to try to fix it immediately. We're gonna pause for a second. Do we have a question?
No, we don't have any questions. A lot of people just making comments about the forgiveness and how difficult it is. But I also want to touch on what Shatia said and like finding balance in our relationship. She's not the type that wants to immediately fix or rectify situations. I'm the type, if I don't rectify it immediately, I'm going to care less when you want to bring it up. And finding that balance between us two is still difficult at times.
It is.
So we try to work with each other. But to me, it's like I'm the type of person, I want to get it done now. I don't have patience. I don't want to wait. I want to get to work. I don't like to do that. Shatia is the time. She needs time. She needs to think. She needs to act accordingly. But I'm also the type of person, when that does occur, I no longer care for the issue. So finding that balance and learning how to forgive each other, Emily, that's tricky.
Emily, I see your statement. That's pretty much kind of what me and Bar goes through currently. It's still the same way. What I can tell you from experience is keep it going. You know what I mean? You're happy, he's happy with you. Don't pay attention to anything or anyone that feels that they have to speak on your relationship in a negative way. 7 years is a long time. So if you guys were able to get it this far, continue to keep it going.
And also, too, to touch on that, like if you already have 7 years with that person, that's somebody who's willing to show you that they can make up for their mistakes. That's somebody that's willing to show you they should be given a chance for forgiveness. Like when I talk about forgiveness, I'm not talking about somebody you just met, or somebody's making the same mistakes over and over and over again, and you're trying to make that work. No, I'm talking about you have a great relationship. Sometimes people are gonna make mistakes, bro. Nobody's perfect.
I feel like I'm kind of going through that now with someone extremely close to me, a family member.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm about to say, me,
it was so many mistakes and so many issues, and it's just like I decided personally, I'm going to take the initiative to make the phone call and say Happy New Year's, but outside of that, I have yet to forgive her.
Not with that at all.
I'm not ready to forgive her.
I'm completely not on that same
This is your first
page.
time hearing it, because I didn't tell you that I was going to do that.
And I'm telling you, like now.
But I'm doing that.
Because
I'm going to do that.
I'm at the stage where, to me, it's like forgiveness can't even rectify certain situations.
No, I
because
agree.
There was numerous times where forgiveness was given.
We did. I did.
And that's why I'm the type of on the time, like, yo, if I've forgiven you numerous times for the same thing and it's continuing, now I have to step away from this completely.
Yeah.
There is no rectifying it with me. I would just not rather have that type of energy with me.
Yeah. I am. I'm gonna, but the thing is, I'm making that phone call just because I just need to make the phone call. I need to make the phone call for me. Everything that I've been doing in my life starts from me, because I can't be and do something for anybody if I can't be and do for me. So my happiness, and I learned that from Bob, honestly speaking. Like, he taught me that I have to be happy with myself before I could be happy anywhere else. So it's not that I'm gonna, forgive her at this current moment, because I don't forgive her. Honestly, I really don't forgive her. I don't forgive nothing that she said. And this person I'm talking about is my mom. Okay, I wasn't gonna say it, but it's my mom, and I don't appreciate nothing that happened. I don't forgive her. I don't. But I'm going to call her and I'm going to tell her Happy New Year's. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm doing that for me.
That's a good notion. I can't knock that. I think that's a great notion. That takes a lot of strength in terms of character.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for that.
You ever felt like you had to forgive a friend?
Hold on, I got a question right now, and this is a good one. So this question is, how do you accept an apology you never got? Forgiveness is hard. How do you accept an apology you never got? Forgiveness is hard.
I feel like what you're asking, like, how do you accept an apology you never got? That question is basically like, some people would do fuck shit. Some people would do stupid shit, or they'll just fuck up. And opposed to apologizing, they will jump straight into a regular life. They will just basically, like, a day will go by, and then they'll just start talking to you the next day like everything is fine, everything is cool.
I don't accept apologies that were never given.
Right.
I'm the type of person, if we have bad blood between us, I can't move forward until we sit down and discuss that.
And my thing
until
is,
that
it's
matter
not
is
even
handled.
about an apology, because people are seriously, oh, I apologize, and just saying sorry. And that's not what it's about. You have to genuinely mean that you are sorry. You have to genuinely mean that you apologize. You have to genuinely want to apologize. You can't just think that you can fuck up, hurt,
Yo, and people say, "Oh, I'm
do
sorry,"
shit.
and
Yeah,
it's
I'm
over.
sorry, my fault, my
Nah.
bad, I apologize. It don't work like that. That is shit like that is not okay, because to me, you can keep your apology for all of that. Like, you can keep your apology, you can keep whatever the fuck you want to keep, or this is another one. I'm apologizing to you because I grew up and I'm doing this for me.
Yeah, I hate those type of people with apologies. Like,
So
yo,
if you're
what we
doing it
did
for
was
you,
cool. I'm
look
only
in the mirror and
apologizing for
apologize
me.
to your fucking self, since you're doing it for you.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So I can't, I don't like stuff like that. So accepting an apology that you never got, don't do it. Period. You never got the apology, you never got the apology. So speak on it. You get what I'm saying? Speak to that person and let them know, listen, you know you did some shit that was hurtful. You know you did something that wasn't right or wasn't cool. You don't think that you felt like you need to apologize for that?
And a big point of forgiveness: do not try to forgive someone if the pain is still unbearable. And what I mean by that is, if you still think about that issue and it makes you just as mad as if that person just did it, you're not ready for forgiveness. I'm not saying you're not gonna feel anger or pain. Like, I might reference a situation that hurt me and it's like, all right, I
Yeah.
gotta get past that. I'm ready for forgiveness. But if I think about that shit and I'm already on 10,
Yeah.
you're not ready for forgiveness.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you gotta understand yourself as a person
Mhm.
when you're ready to forgive someone. Because that's
Yeah.
a big thing, man. If you're not ready to forgive, don't even give somebody the chance to try to give that forgiveness. You're just shooting them down anyway.
So what I asked you prior to the comment was, did you ever have to forgive a friend?
Yeah, I had to forgive a friend. I had
Really?
to forgive a friend. This was like when I was in high school. This person was like my right hand. You know what and I went to school. I didn't go to school in the hood with everybody because I'm from the stop. So I didn't want to go to school where everybody knew my brother or everybody knew of us. Nah, I went all the way to Coney Island where I could get my own shit up. And I met my bro. He was my right hand. And as we got older, he really fell off. He was a get money type dude, focused, and he made a mistake with me with money, and it really fucked us up, like big time, because I don't play with money, and he was my bro. There was no reason for us to have that issue, and
Yeah.
it took me a long time to forgive him because there was never a problem with the money. So like with friendship, man, that's why I don't like doing business with friends. I
Or
don't like to do business
or
with family.
seriously, friends or family,
With
or
money.
well, exactly, anything pertaining to money. Because there was a situation where I got a friend a job, and it was a lot of things that she was doing that was not okay. But I wasn't her boss, so I'm not the one that's gonna be like, well, listen, like, I got you the job, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. She had her own different manager, but the manager would call me about it, and like I would explain to them, listen, you talk to her and you carry her the way you would, as if it was me. Don't constantly tell me what she's doing wrong on the job. And how can we fix that?
I don't know.
Can you contact maybe the front desk people and let them know that we need to? Yeah, so basically, I'm sorry, our light just went dim. We're in the hotel lobby. Yeah, so basically what happened was she ended up going out the night before the day that she had to be to work, I believe, opening shift or 9 shifts or whatever the
we
case
lit.
it had been. Yeah, we back. And then I knew she went out. You know what I mean? The next day she did a no call, no show. And then that was her way of just quitting. My thing was, with the type of relationship that we had, I never expected her to do nothing like that. And honestly, it was a fucked up situation because at the end of the day, once I had to finish my shift, I had to do her shift as well. You know what I mean? And my thing was, when I opened up to you to give you that position, I wasn't okay with just, all right, listen, I'm letting people get a job. No, if I actually happen to help you get a job in my company, that 9 times out of 10 mean that I'm genuinely just trying to get you a stable income every 2 weeks because my job is a reliable income unless you fuck that package up. There's no way you're not getting paid for work you do. I know a lot of people that have jobs where they're like, oh yeah, they fucked up my check or they didn't pay me for X, Y. My job is not like that. I have yet to hear somebody complain about missing hours on a check. If you're missing hours on a check, that is you. So when I helped you out, that was me helping you as a friend. So you couldn't even be friend enough to even contact me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and say, listen, I'm not coming to work no more. But anyways, long story short, that happened, and it took me a few years, I would say, to forgive her. And we are currently, we currently speak, and we're back to, the way we were. But to me, shit like that don't be okay. We had a question that I had pinned.
So somebody asked a question: how you overcome the wrongdoing of a day one person in your life? If that's a day one, how do you overcome the wrongdoing of a day one person? If that's a day one person, you stick by that person. If that person is your day one and they made a mistake and they're trying very hard to rectify that mistake and fix the issue, if they're putting forth that effort, you're gonna have to as well. I want to mention something because me and Shatia were talking about somebody that messed up and we had to forgive them. I want to reference a time when I fucked up and I had to get Shatia to forgive me. So there was a time we had our issues in the past and we squashed it, we finished it, we moved forward, but I wasn't 100% honest at the time of the rectifying, right? So later came to light that there was some things I withheld, and it was like,
that end up coming
back. So at that time, when I realized that, one of the first things I did was apologize.
Yeah.
One of the first things I did was try to get you to understand why I made that decision to lie and be dishonest, and just go to work after that. And when I say go to work, every single day was a constant struggle for me to show her I'm trying, why I made the mistake, understand I made the mistake, I'm trying to fix the mistake.
Yeah.
And even there were times when she's shooting me down, when I'm trying and she knocking my shit down. If you really want to be forgiven, you got to eat that. And that's what people don't understand. People think, yo, I'm asking you to forgive me, but you giving me your ass to kiss.
Yeah.
That's going to occur.
Yeah.
You fucked up. It's not going to work on your time. So the reason I wanted to bring that up is because even though I'm difficult with forgiving, there were times when I wanted to be forgiven.
With you bringing that up, what I would like to touch, if I can get this out to any and everybody, if you are at that point in time and that current moment of a situation, and you guys are having this conversation about fixing it or making it work, and then you have, because I'm speaking based on that situation, and then you have a situation where the person is asking everything. So tell me everything. What went wrong? What did you do? What's this? What's that? Here, there. I want to know everything. Take that opportunity to give the whole thing. Tell the whole truth. Because all it does is, now at that point in time, I forgave you. I wanted to make it work. I wanted to get it right. And then other shit came to light, and I was hurt all over again for the same shit prior to. When it was, even though it was old, to me, it didn't matter how old it was. It was the fact that you had the pull to tell me the truth and you didn't. You know what I mean?
So you could understand why I recently felt that way when I told you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
See, I can understand you now.
So I'm basically, explaining to everybody that's out there, if you have like a spouse or something and you guys want to talk about where you fucked up at, or your spouse want to talk to you about where you fucked up at, and y'all want to fix it and y'all want to make it work, be completely honest, blatantly honest. It doesn't matter if it's going to hurt, because at that point in time, that person is already hurt anyway. So it's but so much more you can hurt. I had to explain that to him as well. I was already hurt. So anything more or anything extra, it's but so much hurting you can do at the moment. It's even more difficult when you're hurt and you're healing, and then to get hurt again in the process of healing. That's like having a cut, a bruise, or a scar, and then you get a cut, a bruise, or a scar on top of that cut, or bruise, or scar. Now it's like re-healing it again. It's difficult. It's hard. It's hard. Period.
Right, so we got a question. This is a question. How do you accept a person while they're going through things in their life? I've been supportive, been trying to show different ways to deal with it, but it's hard to show support to a person who is into themselves. So how do you try to accept the person while they're going through their own difficult things? I really can't answer that. I think if anybody would be able to answer that would be Tia, because I be having my own issues where I get distant. So
I'm reading it also after it was said, but I understand. I'm just trying to thoroughly think of a way to explain to you. I would say if you genuinely love that person, stick it out. And I would say stick it out simply because they will come around and they do need and appreciate that support. Bar is one of those people. He's not. I haven't really got too much of that now, but before he was one of those people that will go through some shit outside of our relationship, like family wise, work, you know, just somewhere else, and he will shut down completely, shut me out to a point where I felt like I didn't matter, I didn't exist, and you have to constantly push at it. I would consider myself as being annoying. That's what I would consider myself as being. But annoying got us where we are with that situation. And also trying to talk about it and just pretty much explain to that person, Charisma, and let that person know, listen, you're obviously going through something and I'm trying to help you, but I can't help you if you're not allowing me to help you. Or I can't, I'm trying different things. I'm trying to be supportive, but it's hard and you're not working with me. You're not even giving me nothing to work with you with. I'm just trying to just do it. I'm just trying to just be here. Just honestly, communication is everything, because he didn't know that I felt empty or I felt like I didn't matter or I didn't exist until I told him. You get what I'm saying? So all it was him shutting down, me trying to fix it, me trying to help, me trying to get it right, and he's still shut down. So it was like, how do I know? So now that he's not shut down anymore, everything is back to normal, everything is back to regular. It's just like you have that conversation, like, listen, you know, when you shut down, you shut me out. Can we try not to do that anymore? Can we like work on that? Can we like get it right? Can we? Is there any type of way that we could? I guess when you do go through some shit, you could talk to me about it. We could fix it. We could get it together as a team. We could try to work on it together. So as far as that, to me, you ask, how do you accept a person while they're going through things? To me, with you saying that you've been supportive, you already showed in different ways of how you deal with it. You already accepted that person. That person is already accepted. So it's not about how you can accept that person while they're going through things, because you already accepted that person. It's about letting that person know that you're there. You're sticking it out with them while they're going through things, and you want to get it right. Like, you don't. It's hard trying to do shit like that, and that person is going through some shit that you don't have nothing to do with. That's difficult. So it's like, I mean, stick it out. You already stuck it out. Just have that conversation. We have another question.
You read that one. Take care of that.
How do you forgive a parent that never showed you the ropes? At what point do you say, my parents didn't show me XYZ, but I don't want the same life for my kids? I'm asking for a few friends.
Yo, do me a favor. There's a charger in the room where we keep the Alexa and that.
How do you forgive a parent that never showed you the ropes? At a point you do. At a point where do you say, my parents didn't show me X, Y, and Z? Honestly, if it's like your parent, or if it's your, because I'm me reading it, I'm assuming that it's your parents. To me, I wouldn't say just forgive them just yet. Talk to them as maybe there was a reason why they didn't show you the ropes as far as what you need to know. So ask them, like, work on the forgiveness. Don't just up and just forgive and just be like, all right, listen, I wanna forgive you. You know what I mean? If your parent did not show you the ropes, or your parent didn't show you whatever you felt like you needed to know, and you don't want the same for your kids, whatever, to me, use that, yes. To me, use that as motivation to not be like that with your kids. So you said you don't want the same for your kids. That's your motivation right there. That shit is key. Do that. I make sure I do the complete opposite of what I didn't like from my parents. So honestly, if you want, you can forgive the parent whenever you feel like you want to forgive the parent. Because at the end of the day, just make sure you don't make that same mistake. Because honestly, you already missed out on that. So it was like, not forgiving them is just you holding on to some shit that you can't control. You didn't have no control then. They didn't teach you it. If you want to know about it, ask them. Why didn't you teach me this? Why didn't you tell me or show me that? But outside of that, pretty much just forgive them whenever you're ready, or forgive them today or tomorrow, and you make sure you don't allow that to happen with you and your kids.
Yeah, like in reference to that, I actually don't think there's a reason that you need to forgive them. I think you need to understand that they didn't show you things that they were unaware of. Unless they purposely withheld something from you, I think like you can't be upset or seek forgiveness for them not showing you something that they had no indication that they felt they
What if
need
they
to show
didn't know
you.
that they were supposed to do that?
Yeah, like me personally, I was raised by my mother. I can't be mad at my moms. Thank you so much for not showing me how to be a man, for not showing me how to do this. How can I be mad at her? How can I be
Yeah.
mad that she didn't understand finances the way I do now at this age? I can't. So I can't seek that type of forgiveness from her. It's just not going to work. So what I learned was focus on what she did, what your parent did do, what you did learn from them, so you can teach your children, and whatever it is that you seeked, you do that yourself. Don't hold that accountable. That's my big thing.
So I hope we answered you with that. I'm sorry, we're like all over the place in
Yeah.
here. But Charisma, honestly, if it's breaking you down and you it's breaking you down and you yeah, if it's breaking you down to a point where it's that bad like that, sometimes you just gotta let it go. You can't help people that don't want help. You can't help fix or do nothing to people that do not want it. That's period. So if you feel like he's a lost case, you can't help, you can't fix, you can't do, and nothing, you're not getting no progression. I don't know how long you've been trying to do this, but if you're not getting no progression in the time frame that you feel like you should have, you have to let it go. You can't break yourself down trying to please or fix other people. That's a lot. That's something that I had to learn on my own. You need to make sure you're good. You need to make sure you're you, because once you're broken down, there's no fixing nothing or nobody else until you fix yourself. So don't allow yourself to get to that point to where you're that far broken and now you got to heal yourself and you have to get yourself
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Like focus on you.
You get what I'm
first.
saying? Yeah, like you're your main focus. So
That's
if you're
why
at that point where you feel like you're that far broken,
you gotta let that.
Let
But
it
that's why I
go.
said like even to be able to forgive, you have to be in a place within yourself to forgive someone. If you're not there yet, you shouldn't even try to do that process of forgiving somebody. That's just the issue within itself.
and that's the thing, Emily, with what you said. You sometimes you honestly have to love people at a
From a
distance.
distance.
Period. I
Yeah.
had to learn that, and I learned that recently. Like, I exactly, Damo. You can't help people that don't want help, but I had to learn that recently, and I learned that recently, like with my mom. Like I said, me and her just went through some real serious detrimental shit. And all this time, I've been holding on to the relationship that me and her shared because when she's cool, she's cool. But when she's her, she's her. And the things that she said to me was way past hurtful. And honestly, like I said, no, I don't forgive her right now. I don't. But I am going to call her and tell her Happy New Year's. But on the same token, shit like that is difficult. I love her dearly because that's my mother. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just loving her at a distance. That's it. Sometimes you just have to do that. I'm having a hard time forgiving friends.
Are your friends making the same mistakes over and over again? Because
Yeah.
if that person's doing that, that's not really your friend. Now, if you and your friend have a falling out because of an issue that very rarely occurs, you have to put your pride aside if that person's willing to work with you to get it right.
Yeah.
So, like,
As
if your
far
friend
as
made a
friends,
mistake and they're willing to try to fix it and they putting forth the effort, put that pride aside if that's a real friend.
yeah, like as far as friends, I feel like stuff like that too. It has to be, like I said earlier, it has to be
Mutual.
genuine. I know I fucked up on a friend. I know I hurt a friend dearly, and I hurt a friend to a point where I never wanted nothing like that to happen to me. And it eventually did happen to me, that same exact friend. But honestly, me and her both are at a point in our lives where we obviously forgave each other. Like, we're extremely close, we're extremely tight. I consider her my cousin. You know what I mean? And we both forgave each other. We actually spoke about it, but it was years that we didn't talk, and it felt different because so many people were used to seeing us together. So many people were used to seeing us hang out together that it hurt. It actually really hurt. You know what I mean? All the years that we didn't talk, and when we finally did speak back, it was like dope. Like it was like happy to have that friend back or whatever. But again, forgiveness is definitely extremely difficult.
See, that's a little difficult for me because I don't really have a lot of friends. So, like, somebody I
Yeah.
call my friend, that's my brother. Like, my brother, Chris, that's my friend. We very rarely get into it. We very rarely have those type of instances because we're men. I think that also happens with women with y'all disagreements and mood swings.
Yeah.
To where you have falling outs.
Mhm.
Now, if y'all are real friends, y'all get back together. And to me, that's how I also
I feel
realized
like
who's a
that.
real friend.
Yeah,
Like,
because y'all will go
y'all
through
get
some
back
shit
together.
and then y'all can get it.
Y'all get it. Y'all
it
get
right.
back. Now, if
Yeah.
y'all still holding on to petty shit that happened 4 or 5 years ago, I'm still not. Y'all was never really real friends to me.
Mhm.
A real friend, y'all gonna get at each other. Y'all gonna have disagreements and know when, like, yo, I was wrong. Let me call my friend. Let me fix this.
I
with my
feel like
friend.
as far as like parents doing, fuck shit to their kids and doing just shit that just shouldn't be done to their kids, and us as adults, learning and knowing that shit like that was not okay, shit like that wasn't cool. To me, it's your parents. Forgive them and just love them at a distance.
Yeah.
Forgive them and let
Yeah.
them. They were our parents. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Like, yo,
saying? Like, we made it
like
this far.
recently-
Forgive them.
Yeah, like
Fuck
recently,
it.
there was a time period where my father did. My father was never in my life, so when he was able to be in my life, he did something to me that made me feel away. I felt like he didn't deserve the option to even do me
Do
wrong
that because of how
you
long
was
he
never
wasn't in
here.
your life, right?
But over time, like somebody, there was a person in my life that really made me realize, like, yo, that's your father.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your mother. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
yo, y'all might not have the best relationship. It may not be what y'all want, but
Yeah.
you should still give that person a chance.
Yeah.
And I know this is hard for me to say because with your mother is a perfect situation. With my mom's as well, I've learned to love from a distance.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't have to be like this with my mother. I don't have to be like
And
this with
like
my
I
father.
just said
as long
prior
as it's love and
to,
respect.
use that shit as motivation. Because when you get your kid, you are not going to want your kid to endure that feeling. You are not going to want your kid. I had a daughter first before I had my son. So the relationship that I shared with my mom, as far as her being strict and keeping me in line, that was amazing. That was great. You know what I mean? Other things as I got older, not when I was young and things like that. I didn't really deal with too much stupid shit from her. But as I got older, and like a young adult, and those type of stages and those type of ages is when things became difficult. When she started going through her hurt and whatever it was that she was going through in her life, I guess recognizing and realizing my grandmother's death after, a bunch of years, and just a bunch of different things that she might have been going through herself, I felt like I felt it. I felt like I was able to, like, I had to deal with it because I was living with her, you know what I mean? And she felt like I'm just like her. And when she say that I'm just like her, it's not that I'm just like her, but I'm not going to allow her, like her other two kids, to say and do what she want and think I'm not going to correct her or think I'm not going to say where she's wrong. And that right there caused a lot of friction. So I would honestly say, though things like that, I'm going to make sure I try my hardest to avoid me doing that with my daughter. Like, and I feel like also too, with me having a daughter first, it was a lot of shit that I didn't want with her, like as far as being so strict and being so stern with her, that I feel like I should have been a little more strict and stern with her. But it's not too late because she's only 8, so I'm working on that. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm getting a little more strict with her. I'm getting a little more stern with her, and that's what I'm doing for me. But as far as like our parents, I would say definitely forgive them because at the end of the day, if anything was to happen to them today or tomorrow, you're going to miss them. I literally have friends who parents was on drugs, okay? Never gave a fuck about whether they ate, whether they drunk anything, if they had a bed to sleep in or not, because they were on drugs. At the end of the day, our parents were growing up and being raised in that era where shit like that was popular. Shit like that was what you should be doing.
Yeah. Like
and
how
they
niggas,
end up having
how like
kids.
niggas pop M's now. How niggas
Right.
drink lean.
Everybody
That was
drink.
just
Right.
acceptable.
So whatever was going on at that time in that era, they were going through some shit too, where that was what it was, and uh, some of them did forgive their mom, and it wasn't too late. They were able to do that and forgive her right in a perfect time, into where when she did pass, they know that they had that forgiveness. So it was like, yeah, it hurt, it was bad, and y'all missed out a lot of time in life, but you forgave her and y'all got it right before she left. So, in her mental, she was good. And you were good just knowing that you did that. You know what I mean? Um, did we, do you think we touched anything on forgiveness? forgiveness?
Yeah, I just also want to talk like, what's the point? I'm asking you guys, where you just not willing to forgive? What's the point, or you like when you is like, alright, that's my line in the sand. That's where I'm drawing the line. That's where I'm putting my cards down. That's when it's some fuck all of that.
To
Forgiveness
me,
ain't getting there.
that's a difficult question because to me, forgiveness doesn't mean that you're back. Let me specify that. Just because you forgive a person doesn't mean that you have to deal with them. Just because you forgive a person doesn't mean that they have to be in your life. Just because you forgive a person doesn't mean that you have to continue to have your daily life revolve around them. Like, you could do some fuck shit to me today and tomorrow. And I feel like that fuck shit is over the top. But you apologize or you want to make it right or you want to fix it and I forgive you. But now that I forgave you, I know how to deal with you. Or now that I forgave you, I don't want to deal with you no more. Like, I don't even want nothing like that to ever happen again. So you go your way, I'm going to go mine. But I forgave you and we cool. Like, but that's it. You're done. So that's difficult for me to try to answer with, like, how do you feel about, what you feel about that? Like, you feel
Right.
like...
I mean, I'm willing to, like, I'm a very, very empathetic person when I care for somebody. Like, I really try to understand that person's feelings, sense of reasoning. So, you know, I'm very, I'll let certain things keep going and going and going. But like me, I'm big on the family thing. Once the funny shit with the family, that's my red line. Like, that's it. Especially if it's like more than ones. That's why I don't like doing the family shit or like letting people in my circle or being too close to my family members. Because once it's somebody play me with the family shit, that's really it for me. But
Yeah,
that's just
I agree.
me.
I agree.
That's just me.
Shavante said when the same thing is being done repeatedly, that means you were never sorry.
Yeah, I'm that
I
type
agree.
of person. I'm not with the funny bullshit.
I agree.
If you're doing the same exact thing repeatedly, all right, I get it now. You're not sorry. You just sorry you're getting caught.
Ginger, that's how I feel. Forgiveness is really hard. Like, especially who you're trying to forgive. Like, that shit is hard. That shit is difficult. Because honestly, like, as far as friends goes, we got friends that's just fucking bimbos. You know what I mean? And it's like, how we can't change you. You've been like that all your life, and I've been your friend for this long, and you're a bimbo.
Yeah, so you should
And it's just
understand that
like,
you shouldn't even need to forgive that person because that's that person.
Right,
Either you're
that's what
gonna
I'm
accept
saying,
that
like,
person and deal
for
with it
who
when it
they
occurs,
are,
or you
yeah.
keep that person at a distance so you don't have to forgive them.
yeah.
Like, I got a bunch of friends that I know, like, yo, I wouldn't bring this person with me to a business meeting. I wouldn't bring this person to a family event. But if I'm in the hood or I'm in a spot, yeah, I want that
Let's
person
link
with me.
up, right.
I know when and how to deal with people, so I don't even have the option or the chance to have to forgive them for a mistake they may make. I'm not going to put them in a position or allow myself to be in a position where a mistake can occur, where forgiveness has to be forgiven. You just have to grow as an adult. Learn from your mistakes. Learn where you can excel and where you can't excel. Someone wrote, "Forgive but don't forget. It's just in certain situations it be the principle, which is why someone wouldn't want to forgive." That is true.
That's true.
That is true.
I agree with that 110%.
I don't think you should forget
and that's
anything.
me. Like, forgive but don't forget. That I feel very strongly of that.
That's true, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's why I say, like, everybody's own form of forgiveness is different. Some people want to forgive, never touch that subject again. Some people, yo, I'll forgive you, but I'm moving how I want to move. Yeah. Whatever works for you, where you can keep going, where you happy with yourself, is the form of forgiveness.
That's how I feel. Like, forgiveness to me is mainly for you. Like, again, like I said, and I know I've said this a bunch of times, but me and my mom, I don't forgive her. But I will be calling her tomorrow night and telling her happy birthday.
Yeah, and also, like, I just also want to touch this. You don't have to forgive everything. Like, certain things just don't accept forgiveness. As long as it's not eating you as a person and making you evil, why do I need to forgive you for a mistake you made? And I acknowledge that mistake. Cool, I'm not forgiving you for that because I can't accept that in my life.
Right.
Just go your way. But if that thing is still eating you up, when even that person is no longer in your life and still causing all that type of pain, then you need to forgive that person because there's clearly a reason. Exactly. Now, when it stops eating you up and it's of no concern to you, well, I need to forgive you. I'm over that.
Yeah, that's how
I'm not on that time.
I don't feel like it's eating me up. I actually feel like we needed this space.
So that's why me personally, in that situation, I don't see a reason to forgive.
We needed.
It's not bothering me.
And her seriously needed this damn space. Like, period. Like, we needed this space. Um, I mean, I think that's pretty much it on forgiveness. The other topic, I did the poll ratings for forgiveness and friendship. Um, Forgiveness one, that's why we did forgiveness today. But friendship,
Friendship.
what do you
No,
speak
see,
about with friendship though?
I don't know. Like this is something with me because a lot of people.
I
I
put
don't
the
have a
poll
lot
ratings
of
up
friends.
because at the end of the day, if there's topics out there, I'm gonna put those topics out there to you guys and present them to you, and then we're gonna talk about them. Period. We're gonna talk about them from our way. But I
think
don't
that
know what I would be
friendship
saying
category is
pertaining
given
to
too lightly
friendship.
and too easy. Like I hear so many women be like, "Yeah, that's my bestie, that's my bestie, that's my friend, that's my friend." You got so many best friends. I don't feel like if you're gonna have a best friend, it should be limited number or real friend.
I feel like dudes do that too. I
Yeah,
feel like
the
you're
fuck
secluded
niggas.
from that, but because you
That's
don't
the
really
fuck
keep a lot of
nigga
people in
shit.
your circle. But
That's why I said
dudes
this
do that
friendship for
too.
me
Yeah, that's
thing.
my bro.
Nah.
Yeah, that's my bro. That's my
No.
bro. That's my
No.
bro. And nigga got you have like I don't even know how many bros you have.
Exactly. Nah. Yeah, I know boy. I used to fuck with boy. Nah, he cool. So he from the hood. That's not
Right.
my bro. That's why I say like with friendship.
Like
and
girls
me,
do that too.
it's
Like that's my
difficult.
sis. That's
Yeah,
my cousin.
nah.
That's my bestie.
That's
That's
why
my
that
best friend.
friendship line is so blurry because everybody is so friendly.
Well,
and then when real issues occur,
that was like one of the topics, but I don't know. I don't remember who put that out there as a topic for us to speak about. But I don't know what I would say about that because I mean, what I can say about friendship is I have a selected few, and they're my friends, and they're really, really good friends to me. It's being too lightly.
depends.
Yeah, like friends, people throw that friendship around.
But that's why like
One thing my mom taught me
What?
about the spelling of the word friends that they fry you in the end. I don't know
That's
if
not
that
a
ever
friend.
made sense to people.
that was never a friend.
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
what
I'm
she
saying
said,
like,
like,
yo,
if-
if this is just an example, right? You see how everybody, yeah, come the new year, I'm about to cut so many people off. If you have to do that every
if you
year,
have to
or
wait,
do that, or
but
cut
if you
your
have
friends
to
off,
wait
that
for a
wasn't your
new
friends.
year,
You need to check yourself.
But if you have to wait for a new year to cut people off, you need to cut yourself off. Like you
Yeah.
need to get your life in order.
But
Like there's no reason why you're cutting off friends
I don't cut off
every year
anyone.
or let me speak on this whole New Year shit.
oh god, hurry up, cause I'm done with that.
I am over people waiting for the new year to do some shit. I get that is motivation. I get that you feel like, for the new year, this is what I'm trying to do. This is where I'm going with it. This is how I'm doing it. But my thing is, why wait till the new year to do that? Like, why do you have to start now? For the new year, I'm trying to lose like 10 pounds. Like, as soon as January 1st hit, I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna lose like 10 pounds. Start now. What's holding you back from starting now that's gonna be different from next week?
So
Like,
I'm trying to kill that puss for New Year's.
really?
But I don't see the point if we could start now. Right? See, I'm gonna go get mine. I'm trying to kill you looking real nice in this live.
Okay, but
right?
do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, why do you guys have to wait for the new year to do some shit? Maybe you guys have a different type of logic. I personally don't understand that shit. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
I can understand
that.
why certain people do that. That new freshness, that new feeling. Some people need that motivation to begin. It's hard to find motivation within yourself. Some people
Okay.
need to see it, feel it. All right, this is the reason.
So
why.
a day would be motivation. Like, just seeing one
just
and whatever
saying.
the year is would be that type of motivation.
It's just saying it's true, but to me, like, I was never big on the New Year's resolution or doing things like that. I'm the type of person was if it needs to get fixed or something I need to do, let's get
Do
it
it.
done
Start
now.
it right now. Get it going. Start it up.
You know?
Get it right.
That's
Get it
me.
going.
So
I guess we're gonna wrap it up. I believe we spoke pretty much about the complete aspect of forgiveness. We all know that forgiveness is hard. We all
Difficult. It's
know
extremely
that forgiving people is not something that you have to do. To me, I personally feel like I told you guys, to do it for yourself. Forgive a person for yourself. We're like wrapping it up today because we're on vacation.
yeah, and I'm trying to. We gotta run a Target
We
real
do.
quick, right? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go upstairs. I'm trying to take that last shot of the Douce because it's been sitting there. 'Cause I'm on vacation right now,
Yeah.
and leave my son with his uncle and have a good time.
But we also have a New Year's wedding to go to
Yeah,
tomorrow
that should
night.
be- that should be definitely motivation. Oh, this is just something I want to say too. Like if you're couples and you're trying to do things to entice your relationship or just grow, find couples that are on the same path as you. or surround yourself with successful couples. Like the family that's getting married tomorrow, Tariq and Tish, you know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. There's some people like I want to achieve on those
They're
type of
good
things
people.
they're achieving.
They're amazing
And they're
people.
very successful. Be around that.
Yeah.
See how they get through things, and that's a perfect, because Shatia's seen them since young, right? They've been in a relationship for a very long time. You've seen
They've
the
been
ups and
through some
downs.
stuff, yeah.
That's the type of
And
people I want to come around with when I have
they're
questions for
extremely
my
happy.
relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what worked for y'all, what didn't work. How did y'all come about that? So if you really want to make your relationship work, put yourself in position
Even like
of others.
the baby party that we went to recently, Juju, with Lat and
Yeah, they know
Sheree.
from young. They were at our
They're-
baby shower. They come to the family events. They've been together for an extremely long time.
they're
They
good
make it
people.
work.
Yeah.
Understanding that is what it is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
on that note, I want to thank
You guys
everybody.
have a good night. We're not gonna see you guys until next year. Yay! Are you excited for the new year?
No, it's not. We just getting older, man.
I don't know what the topic is gonna be for. I'm not doing friendship. That's a dub. That's not going to be. But let me give you guys a few topics that. Oh, we have discipline. We have children. We have religion. We have family. Did we do family?
We did, but we can go deep into family, because I think you should touch more on like how your siblings are with your children, the type of things you should do for that. Like to go into family is deep, because there's so many issues in everybody's family. Everybody's family shit stink.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Somebody mentioned going through phones. I don't know if that really should be a topic, because it's like, what do you talk about? Like, all right, going through phones. Like, it's either a good thing or a bad thing, period. Like, you're either going to go through the phone and find some shit, or you're going to go through the phone and not find some shit. Like,
okay.
what?
So like if you go through the phone and you don't find anything, I think it's an automatic rule where you have to give that spouse.
What? What would you have to get the spouse? But
Well,
if you
to
go
me,
through the phone and
if
not
you
find
go
anything?
if you go through my phone and you find them, you have to suck my dick for the evening. That's just how I feel.
Okay.
Like if you go through your woman's phone and you don't find nothing, you should give that woman oral sex. But at the same time too, I don't think you should be going through each other's phone. Just try to be real with it. So I don't think that's an option you should want to do.
But that's not a topic that I'm going to do. So let me erase that, because that's not really nothing lit to talk about. We also, I told you guys, we also have to finish relationship. Like a part 2 to relationship, because that shit was crazy, and it was so like everybody was involved, and we're gonna get, you know, even more people involved, and it was like so much to touch bases on, but we was on it for like an hour and some change. Like we had to go, we were tired, and
Like,
we do this on a
all
Sunday,
night.
right? And we have things to do that Monday. But we have some other topics up here, but I'll put the polls up when it gets closer to the time. And if you guys like, just share this.
Definitely,
comment.
definitely share if you can. Like I don't really like to ask too much, but just sharing just shows appreciation.
Yeah, just share. We
and
also
morale.
are
Like,
on
really
YouTube
trying.
Live as well, so
we'll
you guys
post
can
the
check it
YouTube
out
as
on
well.
there as well for the view.
Definitely the YouTube. Please
And
push the YouTube.
subscribe to the page if you guys can. And we appreciate every single one of you guys that comment. We appreciate every single one of you guys that join in. And I want every person on here that sees this video to have a happy new year and blessings to whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to do new, or whatever's coming your way.
Blessings. Later.
Good night.